dot save, pretty simple, using the save method. And the destination, you gotta specify the destination. I'm going to use application path of where is the project located, and I'm going to name it my first XML dot XML, like so. And I'm going to copy this, and when we're opening, I'm gonna paste it here, like so. So we're going to working with this document instead of that document, so our new document. And just real quick, you can make it complex the way you want it, using the command dialog, whatever you want in Visual Basic. And I'm not going to specify that at this moment, but here, and I wanna save it over here. And keep in mind that if you already have the my first XML.xml document, it will override it. MSXML DLL overriding it without asking it. So then you need to create if and check if file exists at that location. Then prompt the user, look, there is a file, do you want to override it, yes or no? I'm not going to write this, I'm not going to waste my time on that. Let's have a look what we have. So we're saving our data that we just created, the data into XML file. So then we can read that and we can test our CData, which is those values with that symbol that we're writing in XML, because XML file cannot have this symbol in XML document, in XML file, without the CData. Otherwise it's not going to open that XML file. It's going to generate the error, like it was during the previous video when we were where we talk about opening and reading the XML data. If you didn't watch that, I suggest you to go ahead, and I encourage you to go ahead and watch that. So we create our XML, and let's have a look what we created. How the CData look. How the CData look. Okay, CData didn't show here, so we didn't show it here yet. So let's go ahead and we need to, after we set it, we need to append child. So we want to say that XML label XML color, font color dot again XML font color dot, okay, what's going on here? Let me copy it from here. Dot okay, tell us the brackets. What brackets? What brackets we're talking here? I think the Visual Basic, I need to restart the application. It's some sort of like a bug. And append child. So I just said inside of the XML font color, let me write it for you. Put CData node inside of font color, so we can read it. Very easy. So let's have a look. Here we go, our CData inside of the font color, and we need to remove from the label 1 simple XML manager, because label 1 doesn't have no text. It just doesn't. So as you can see, inside of font color we have another node, some sort of like a node, CData, and then it has funky symbols like a CData should has at the start, and then that symbol at, and our color should read it perfectly. Let's see, our label is black, now it should change to red and read the whole deal. Let's have a look. Yep, and it's red now, so it's read it perfectly. It's read it CData, and it's read it the add symbol without us to program this add symbol with a hard code. So we just, passing the plain data and reading the data. Before, as you remembered, I set this add symbol with a hard code. It's good to just pass plain simple data and read it without any hard code. It's smoother this way. So I think you will appreciate for me to show it to you. Okay, so here we go. This is the CData. So we're getting a little bit complex now. And the next thing, let me go ahead and, because we already discussed, we already talked about simple XML, and now we're getting to the little bit advanced XML, where we're setting the CData, and the next thing we're going to set the XML with the attributes, and like, let's say like so, like XML node name equal Alex and 2011. Let's say like so, XML node. We're going to talk how to create nodes like this, and I think you're waiting for this now, especially for all of you advanced users. We're going to talk about how to create an XML node, and then its attribute name with values Alex, and then its node value, and how to do that type of nodes in XML using the MSXML6.dll. Well, it's pretty simple. Let me go ahead and show it to you, but before, let me go ahead and delete on that label, delete the text, because we don't need that. Let me show it to you why we don't need that. See over here, label 1, it has simple text, and then font color and font text. We don't need this simple text here, so I'm going to just go ahead and delete that. Let's have a look. Perfect. And everything is set. We're set to go. So by the way, by watching this video tutorials course, you learn how to set your visual interface with XML data. Isn't it cool? I think I just saved you in one video tutorial. You just learned multiple video tutorials today, which is good for the beginners, and got some strategies and ideas and solutions for the next projects. And I guarantee you that you will be needing this information if you're getting to the advanced level with programming, because let's say now you can create a multi-language interface for your application using the XML data. This is exactly what I will do with all my applications. This is why I did this research and find all this information, and I decided to share with you guys. So please thumbs up so more people can see it. You got your good times today. Somebody else wanna find this video tutorial as well, please thumbs up. Any comments are welcome. If I help you out with your project, please, for good cause, I will really appreciate if you will send me $1 or $5 for a coffee. It is 5 a.m. and it will be for a good cause and for more great tutorials. I will put my PayPal account information in the description below. Thank you so much. Okay, so you just learned how to create the XML data from scratch with a plain basic XML, how to create nodes, root node, subchild nodes inside of the root node with the values, and inside of those subchild another subchild nodes with the values. Now let's go ahead and learn how to create the nodes like so, like this, like we just discussed, with the attributes, values for the attributes, and then values for the nodes. How to create those kind of nodes, and it will be I think a conclusion for the create XML data from scratch with MSXML 6.dll, and we will move to the how to manage XML data in already existed XML documents, such as editing nodes, values, and delete the nodes. Okay, so let me go ahead and delete this. Actually, let's keep it for now. Okay, so before we're gonna move, let me actually stop the debugging and show you how we're reading our CData. You probably want to see that. And CData we're reading over here. Let me go ahead and debug, print it so you can see it. So if you just want to grab this font color tag or node in label 1 node, this is going to be a sub node in label 1 node, which is font color, and just bring it text values, or text stands for values of that node. This is what we will get. And let me see, where is the data? Probably going to be on top somewhere. Again, what we're getting here, exactly what we want. Okay, this is the text. Let's have a look at the XML, how it brings as XML. Okay, here's the XML code for it. Okay, so you can see that it brings the whole XML code. Why we selected the font color? We did the font color because we cannot pull the CData at node and at values. At least I didn't find the solution how to do so. So my solution to it, to put the CData tag inside of the other node, and then you just pulling the values of that node, and if that node doesn't have no values and just had inside, let me show you, inside, see, font color doesn't have no values, only it has the inside CData node. then it will automatically bring CData values if you will select the text like I did here. Okay, so you got an idea, right? Cool. If not, just go, just rewind this video and watch it again. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna learn how to create this kind of funky nodes. So pretty simple. Let me go ahead and share it to you. First, we need to create a description node, because that's how I want to just create a description node. Let's name it description. So I'm just going to say dim. You can declare value dim over here or on top, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do it over here since we're working here, and we would like to create it just here, so it doesn't matter. Dim and XML description as it should be XML, not DOM element. As you saw, DOM element work as the DOM node. It should be DOM node. And over here you can see that we created the application name as DOM element, and it work as the same when we created basic XML as XML DOM node. Okay, but let me show you and teach you what is the difference between the XML DOM node and XML DOM element. This guy right here, I want to show you what is the difference. So DOM node, now we're going to go ahead and set it. So I'm going to go ahead and declare it. So let me say declare variable, and it's going to be description node. Okay, and now I'm going to initialize and create description node. I'm just going to copy this text here, it's fine. We want to create it inside, actually not the text, I'm going to copy, oh yeah, inside of label 1, it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and I'm going to say XML description, just copy and paste so it's time saving. I think you already know by now what I'm doing. Here I'm going to write the description because that's how I would like to name my node in XML data. And then here XML description. Okay, we brought it, and we append the child. Now what we're gonna do? Okay, this is the way we are creating the new node, and we said we would like to create this node inside of the label 1. Okay, using the create elements. Okay, the create element method, same for XML DOM node, and it also same for the XML DOM element. Okay, let me go ahead and change it to XML.node, but in this case we don't need the create element when we're creating the nodes like this with the attributes. We need to create a node actually method, call it create a node, this guy right here, Okay, then you will see it tell us to specify more than one string. That way, why I like to use the create element method when I'm creating the basic nodes. Why? Because it's time saving on typing, like I told you. So type, it should be node element, like so. Name a string. You gotta specify a string and name of this node. So it's going to be description. Then namespace URI a string. Let's keep it empty. Okay, here we go. In create node, we're passing node element as a type, and then the name of the node, and just leave it the attribute value empty, because this is attribute value and it stands for namespace URI, which makes sense. Now we're going to go ahead and say append child. But before that, before the append child, we're going to say like so. We're going to declare an attribute variable to store the attribute name and value for description node in this case. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to say dim XML, let's say desk, we can call it attribute, doesn't matter, attribute as XML DOM attribute. Okay, now we're gonna initialize. Keep in mind that project files will be available for you to download as well, so you can download them as well. Initialize XML attribute value variable. So I'm going to say XML attribute, which is set. That's what the MSXML 6.dll likes to see, set always when you're initializing. It's an old school DLL designed for C++ as well, so make sure you're putting set equal. And I'm going to say XML manager, which I'm using always because it's our container where we're creating, which is like a mother of the everything. We're creating with this, or DOM document for the advanced user. So XML manager, but for the beginners, assuming as a mother of everything, as a container where you're creating, which is the main deal. Then we're gonna say create attribute. Then it's asking the name for the attribute and as a string. We're going to say description. Here we're going to say for Visual Basic, let's say like so, okay? And then we're going to say XML attribute dot value, so it's value for this attribute, and we want to say that 6.0, for instance. Let's have a look what we have. Oh yeah, and I forgot the append child of the description node. So we're going to say that but before that we need to put this attribute in our description node, which makes sense, right? So we're going to say that we need to declare an element variable. It's required. And we're gonna say dim. Now you will understand kinda what was the game between element and node. Dim XML description complete equal as, not equal, but as XML element, DOM element. And now we will initialize XML description complete element variable with previous created node settings. So I'm going to say that XML description complete equal, and I need to always set equal this guy right here, XML description right here. Why? Because it's created a node for some already values, so I'm going to send it to description complete element, because now we can set the attributes, and attributes can be done now after we pass node settings to element. XML description node settings to element to XML complete element. We can use the option which is create attributes, which is set, not create but set. See, XML description doesn't have the set method, and complete has the set attribute method. That's what we need, set attribute node method. That's why we set the whole, description node, passing all its parameters to description complete element, so it's becoming node. As you know, like I told you, they're almost the same, but in MSXML 6.dll, element has some different methods, and as I demonstrate you, the set attribute node only for elements this method is available, but for the nodes set we don't have set attribute. That's why we did it. I hope you got it, right? Trying to explain to you, and I think it's understandable. Set attribute node, that's what you need. Now it's asking you to specify the attribute as XML DOM attribute, exactly as we created here, XML DOM attribute, and we're going to just go ahead and send it here. I'm going to just specify it here, like so. And we're done. Let's have a look. It should create what we're looking for, and it just did. Description node has attributes for Visual Basic and equal 6.0, and it's closed. After that, the whole description node is closed after this, with this closing bracket. Why? Because it doesn't have any values. But you got an idea how in a node description we can set the attributes for Visual Basic and then say that its values equal to something, in this case 6.0. Now you can use this idea and create any type of nodes. Name it the way you want it. Name the attributes instead of for Visual Basic the way you want it. And values instead of 6.0 say the way you want it. But let me show you, let's say if you would like to have for description also the value for the description node, also its own value. How to do so? Pretty simple. Before we creating it, we just want to say that XML label, XML description here, XML description dot text equal, and let's say nice description or something, or English description. Okay, let me put it here, and I'm going to just go ahead and comment it for you. Set the value for the XML description node, like so. Let's have a look, and it's exactly what we're looking for. Description node now have its own values, English description, and then it's closed. So you just learn how to create description node or any node, then how to create its attributes with its attributes values, and then how to create a node values as well at the same time. Okay, that's beautiful. We just covered the whole XML creation data here using the MSXML 6.0 .dll or MSXML 6.dll. You're probably jumping already, guys. Congrats, yes. Now just, let me show you one more thing, how to create the comments in your XML, and we're going to go ahead and go to the next video. How to create the comments. Pretty simple. Let's say I would like to create the comments over here, and after we set the XML manager to new new DOM document, I would like to set the comments for XML file. Let's say I want to say XML manager. I'm going to create a dim. You can create it here, initialize it, or you can initialize it on top, whatever you feel. So I want to create it more clean. So I'm going to say declare initialize variable comments node, and set the comments for XML file. So dim XML comments. You can create multiple comments if you like. I'm just going to create one comments, and as XML DOM comment like so. Then I'm going to set XML comments equal XML manager, because we're working with our XML container or DOM document, or XML, the whole object as a data, which is our XML manager. Remember, like I told you, it's mother of everything, creates everything. If you want to create something using this guy, XML manager, because we set the XML manager over here to be our DOM document, and over here we initialize it so we can use it. Dots, and create the comments like so, and then type a string. What would you like to create? And let's say I would like to say this is English XML interface or something, And the next thing what you want to do, you want to just XML manager, or you would like to paste these comments, append child, because this is creating physically XML node, and new child, which is XML comments, and we're done. Let's have a look. Here we go. This is, I just said I want to have on top before the root document. This is English XML interface, and you can see it's parsing the XML file without any problems. Okay, so I just create a comment. You can create multiple comments, whatever you like. As you can see, I created inside of the XML manager before I was creating the root, which is visual interface, and it's exactly what it did. Visual interface after my comments. You can create multiple comments, you can insert them whatever you like. Let me real quick insert the other comments inside in label. Label tag. So I'm going to go ahead and find the label tag. Wow, it's been 6 a.m. guys, pretty late. Sorry, I'm losing my voice and already my head kinda slowing me down, but I covered with you a lot of information and researches. As you can see, I shared a lot of info. So thumbs up. Okay, label, and I'm going to say, let's say inside of before the label, I'm going to say this is label 1 settings or something. I'm gonna save it and let's have a look. And of course I cannot duplicate. I dim it 2 times over here, and same deal. I can, if I'm going to change the variable name, let me go ahead and change the variable name, and now it's no problem. This is label 1 settings, as you can see here, and because I set in XML manager, so I just put it afterwards, the last, because it was the last request in XML manager to create new subnode. But if I'm going to say in a root, XML root node, like so, let me copy this guy, it's going to be just before the label 1, like so. Before the label 1, this is the label 1 settings. Okay, nice, multiple comments, everything is working beautifully. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I guess let's go ahead and move to the next video. I will see you in the next video. Sorry this video took so much time, because it's dedicated for everybody on the internet, beginners as well. So I covered so much information to beginners. If you're advanced user, please, skip some things that you know. This is a video, just use it the way you want it. Thank you so much guys, and I will see you in the next video when we will discuss managing existing XML data and XML files, added nodes values, and delete nodes from the XML file or XML data. And I will see you. As again, my name is Alexander Morose, and I'm your tutor with Morose Academy. See ya.